Let's get this madness rolling.
Hello everyone, so as you can tell I'm doing these little gotcha life movements and animations because I'm too lazy to have anything else, or I'm just too tired, and I'm just gonna do these lines really quick and then have some gotcha life ads that won't be too hard. Or gotcha club I mean, and my sister just sneaks on in.
Saying I'm so pretty.
Now, there's a trailer video that you should watch, in my opinion. Link in the description for a mini movie, a Gotcha Club one, Gotcha Life, or Gotcha Club one. Yeah, it's Gotcha Life actually. I do Gotcha Club, but it's Gotcha Life mini movie trailer. But it's a very good one, in my opinion. You should go and take a look at the trailer and be excited for what's coming up soon. Who not on that mini movie, which I'm excited to see the results, in my opinion. Anyway, so. Yes, well, let's explain my opinion is this video about basically on the order of deaths that, well, the Afton family happened, just the Afton family, and my opinions on each of their personalities. So first off, Mrs. Afton was the first to die in my opinion because, well, it makes more sense in all honesty. Honestly, for her to die first, because it would cause a chain reaction to explain everything else. Because if she died first, it would explain why the fun times would made. It would explain everything. Because William Afton wanted to bring back his wife, so he decided to start messing with life and death. Because in my opinion, that's what's been going on since the beginning. William Afton and Henry Emily both working to mess around with life and death. And so her death, whatever way it happened, basically caused that chain reaction. And he succeeded, William did, but he didn't realize it. And also same thing of Henry with his wife, in my opinion, as far as I know, with the lore aspect of FNAF, his wife, well, died in an instant, as well as Mrs. Afton, in my opinion, because we do not see him at all throughout the FNAF games, and not much is mentioned of them from the books. And, yeah, so that's my opinion. Now, if we go and take a look at Elizabeth next. Yes, Elizabeth is who we're looking at next. She is the next to die by Circus Baby by accident. Because she got closer when she wasn't supposed to. And with that whole death thing, in all honesty, I don't think Circus Baby was actually ever meant to kill kids, nor any of the fun times. It's a complicated situation, but in my opinion, I think they were meant to gather venom or agony and basically just put kids, store away them in their body, make them terrified enough that they would be knocked out cold and forget what happened, but also allow them to gather venom of agony, because agony is just not just the agony of death. It's the agony of fear. It's all sorts of other complicated things agony can relate to. So, yeah. Next up is trying to remember. The Crying Child, yes, Crying Child. As you know, I said if I said in my last video, if I did or did not, I'm not sure, that the Crying Child was Michael. That's not the case. It's been deconfirmed. It's not the case. Foxy Bro is Michael Afton, the one who gets scooped and so forth. Anyway, the Crying Child is the next to die, and boom, he just gets crushed. As you know, in FNAF 4, his head crushed and put up with the nightmares and so forth. Next up is... You see, William and Michael's death are unclear of when they happened first. It's like a little mess there, in my opinion, on where it could possibly fit in of what order. You see, it would make more sense to William have lost everything, in my opinion, in order to go insane and to kill the kids, but it makes less sense because, Michael would have had to died like a bit after William did, so it's like a bit of a mess of when it did. Whether before or after, both of them died next, because I don't know which one died first or before, really, with the mess of the timeline. If William died after Michael, it would make more sense. If Michael died before him, it would make less sense, in my opinion, of my view on William Afton. Now, next up, my opinion on each of the personalities on the Afton family. For Mrs. Afton, or Claire as y'all call her, In my opinion, she may have been a loving mother, in my opinion, because the Afton family kids tend to be good except Michael, because he just went bullied his brother. But brothers usually do that sort of thing sometimes to each other. I mean, it was a bit extreme, in my opinion, yes. But other than that, Elizabeth was not too bad of a kid, and same thing with Chris. Or the crying child, as he's supposed to be called, yeah, crying child, or you should call him Chris, either way. Hey, the crying child, both of them seem like good kids, so in that aspect, I believe she was actually maybe a fairly good mother, but she died, and so forth, making it harder on William to be there for them. And so, she may have been, in my opinion, she was a good person, most likely, and that's why William loved her so much, and probably still loves him as he burns away in an eternal nightmare, as you always know, going through by the hands of Cassidy. And not only that, I possibly believe, I'm not 100% certain if this is true or not, there's a possibility, in my opinion, that Cassidy, the one of the murder child victims, is related to the Afton family. Maybe a daughter of theirs, I don't know. So her death will probably count in, and she may have been a good person in life, but in the afterlife, she became a horrible girl, in my opinion. So obsessed with bloodlust that she just became worse than William Afton was when he went psycho. Now, for Elizabeth, in my opinion, she was a good person and a very nice one, indeed. But she has some mental problems after she becomes Circus Baby, because in reality is, if they are allowed to get away with whatever they want as animatronics, then that is just unjust and unfair. They're allowed to go up to the next life and just get away from killing William Afton and killing night guards. Yeah, I know they don't get walk free from that if William doesn't get walk free from his mistakes. So they definitely would be punished, all of them, including Cassidy, especially for what he's doing to William right now. The moment she moves on, she is, in my opinion, for a world of pain. Because my goodness. Now, as for as I said, Elizabeth, in my opinion, had mental, but she was a good daughter. She just should have listened to her father. Because you can obviously tell from William Afton's actions throughout FNAF, with his family mainly. You can see he was actually a good, loving father, but with the death of his wife and all those things that were happening, caused him mental problems. Next up is Chris, or Crying Child, actually. The Crying Child, in my opinion, well, yeah, they're a good kid. They're a good kid. They're a good person. They just have to deal with endless nightmares. In my opinion, they would forgive Michael because they know it was an accident. And in all honesty, it's not a good thing to hold a grudge. And I think with him being a young kid, although he would be hurt, with over the years of all time, he probably had to think, he would probably be like, yeah, I forgive you, bro. Now, Michael, or it's also known as Foxy Bro, and so forth. Yeah, in my opinion of him, he's just a guy who just wants to make up for his father's mistakes, his mistakes, and put everyone to rest. He's a good guy. He just, I don't know. And he doesn't hate his father, in my opinion, in his eyes, and neither does William hate Michael. Neither of them hate each other. They love each other like family. It's just like, with the remnant of agony that affects the animatronics, it affects the minds of the spirits as well, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's why there's some problems there. Next off is William. So William is the most special case of them all, in my opinion. William, in my opinion, was a very good father in the beginning. Very good man. Then he lost his wife. Decided to start messing with life and death. Terrify kids out of their mind, but not kill them. And then release them. He's done probably with some memory forgetfulness, because the mind discs may have not just been for, or the mind illusion discs may have not just been for making illusions, but also for making kids forget. That could be possible, because that would explain actually some interesting factoids, in my opinion, for FNAF. And William lost his daughter, went a bit more on edge because of animatronics malfunction, killed his daughter. Henry just wanted to cover it up, maybe, or he did, or they couldn't do anything about it, really. Unknown there. Then, Crying Child died, and he didn't go on Hail Mike, but he said he promised he would put his son back together, and that's when he may have killed the kids 2 years later. or maybe and accidentally killed maybe his possible adopted or daughter of his, Cassidy, which explains her bloodlust rage, because it would make sense for a daughter to be super ticked off that their own father killed them. Because in all honesty, I would, if my own father killed me, I would be ticked off beyond belief. Like, why'd you do that? So in my opinion, it would make sense. I wouldn't just forgive him after the bat if he said sorry, like all the others did. 'Cause in my opinion of FNAF, he was forgiven in FNAF 3 and tried to burn himself to end it all, but didn't get destroyed. He survived the fire. He burned himself because he was forgiven and wanted to end the nightmare. Didn't happen. And as I said, Michael died next, and maybe after. And here's why I say Michael should die before William. Because if Michael died before William and William saw his son turning into a decayed corpse, he would maybe snap out of his insanity and actually realize what happened, and then go and try and free the spirits of the originals, which explains the moment he goes and tries and destroys the things, the animatronics. And with that as well, it could be possible that he was trying to lure out Cassidy specifically when destroying the originals, because if he truly is related to her, it would make sense he wants her to be free, and that's why he sent Michael to go and free his wife and daughter, maybe after realizing what was going on. And it makes a lot of sense, really, in my opinion. And so, after that, it would also make sense for what Cassidy knows, because the thing she knows is like that of a family member that knows you on a personal level, that's lived with you. So it would make sense, because as you know, in the FNAF security logbook, she talks to Mike, like also Michael Afton. The questions she asks and all of that makes it seem like she knows the Afton family super well, like she lives with them, like she's their sister. And it would make sense for how big the Afton family house is. If we go and look at FNAF 4 and all the other minigames that the Afton family house has popped up, it is fairly big. And it makes sense that with how big the house is, the family, it would be bigger than a family of 4 children, 2 parents. And sure, maybe even more kids living with them. I don't know. They may have had other kids. Who says then it isn't? I don't know. Until more kids are revealed, it's only safe to assume that Cassidy and so forth are also his daughter for now. Because in my opinion, it would make a bit of sense with her bloodlust rage, as I said. Now here's the thing with William Afton, in my opinion. As clarifying as I'm trying to clarify a bit more about William Afton. William Afton has split personality disorder after he lost his son, or maybe even after he lost his first daughter. Then he lost his youngest son. Either one, whenever he lost either of those, that's when he started going insane, and his mind split into 2 personalities: the one that's the killer and the one that's an ordinary loving father, or somewhat ordinary, just a father that's trying to be loving. Because as you know, he's related to the color purple, but then in Midnight Motorist, which we think is William Afton, is the orange for some reason. It actually makes a bit of sense if it's a split personality, because if it's a split personality, Scott Coffin wants to sort out William's 2 different personalities with different colors. Orange for the good man of him, and purple to represent his insanity. It would actually be a very fitting thing, really. To have like 2 different colors represent one person, because reality is if you're only represented by one color, it's like saying that you only have one side personality. So by him represented by 2 colors, one that represents his loving father self and a person who's just trying to raise a family, and when on his own went after his wife died, to his psychotic killer self that went insane after he lost his daughter. And it actually makes a bit of sense because he went drunk, killed Charlie. It would make sense that he found out Elizabeth died, and so he got drunk, killed Charlie, then drove off. Because if you look at Midnight Motorist, he is driving recklessly like no tomorrow. So it would make sense that that is the case. That he was drunk. He didn't mean to kill her. Just like he didn't mean to kill Cassidy in his insanity. Either way. And so, yeah. And now, Glitchtrap. I want to explain really quick because everyone believes he's William Afton. I don't 100% believe that. Because if Cassidy truly wanted William to suffer for all of eternity for what he did, she would never let him go. Ever. No matter what. No matter how much anyone plead or beg them. Or no matter how much they burn us, as she says, I'll never let you go. So why would he be able to escape? He wouldn't. Because he's, well, forever trapped. So how would he, well, get out? He didn't. His split personality did. Let's say this. Because the way William Afton behaves is always sporadic, like a split personality, as we know throughout FNAF, because all of them, all the animatronics really, but it's been from the beginning for William. What if when he was spring locked, his insanity snapped so far that it literally became two personalities? That's why when William said sorry to the children, it was actually him, the good self, and then there's the other side that's an actual separate entity maybe at that point, or maybe even beforehand, or beyond that. Eventually it becomes a separate entity, his killer instinct. The killer instinct, or the killer self of William Afton, became Glitchtrap, while the actual William is being punished forever by Cassidy. And it would be fitting that he's trying to call to Michael Henry, the only two humans left that he knows could stop it, calling them out, trying to ask for help, and to warn them of Glitchtrap, also known as a split personality. Or maybe it's even Henry, and he's trying to warn Mike that Henry is Glitchtrap. Or maybe that's Jeremy the Night Guard, because Jeremy the Night Guard, in my opinion, is actually a killer that made spirits possess the toy animatronics. And there's a whole reason for that. If you want me to explain the Jeremy Gigi theory, which there's a big reason why Gigi is in there, like this video or something, or just ask me to in the comments. I don't know. Anyway, folks, this is Crazy Boy. Hope you enjoyed today's video and me explain my FNAF lore theories and thoughts. And I'm gonna be lazy for animation, and I'm out of here.